Hannah, thank you for this interview. And tell us a little bit more about your work. What do you think is the role to Bitcoin to the world and to Brazilians, how they could use Bitcoin to empower themselves?
All right, that's a big question. We'll start with my work. So I work at Lightning Labs doing developer outreach, so just helping people, to figure out how to use Lightning. I also have a business, Velas Commerce, which does Bitcoin and Lightning integrations. So basically, I spend all day, every day, helping people to use Lightning. And how, well, I should talk about why I love Lightning, right? So I think I fell in love with Bitcoin way back in 2012. And I have a background in economics, and so I became very interested in monetary theory. And then I really understood, like once I started studying monetary theory, the impact that how money works has on the world, on economics, on geopolitics, on all of this stuff. And that's when I really became pretty obsessed with alternative types of money, thinking about how if we could make the money better, how could we make, economics better and all of this stuff. And then I found Bitcoin, and then I fell in love with that. But Bitcoin, it originally, like I would love to see Bitcoin used, like actually used as money. But it has a big scaling problem. And so the reason I really love Lightning is that it kind of delivers on all the reasons I originally fell in love with Bitcoin, right? And so I think, again, going back to, why I think people should use it, I think if we have, it's just better money in a variety of ways. And it's using this type of money, which is decentralized, really prevents abuse of the monetary system, which we see a lot from governments or banks or big institutions. It is such a powerful tool that if someone can control it, there's a high likelihood that they will, and they'll probably do what suits them with it. Yeah.
That's perfect. And how do you see the future of Lightning?
I see the future of Lightning as very, very big. I think it's just, from a technical perspective, I would say it's a vastly superior payment network to what we currently have, especially for the internet. Credit cards were not made for the internet. That's why we have so much credit card fraud. And Lightning has its own issues, but I think it's just vastly superior tech. And we, in the past year, have seen just huge growth in the Lightning network, in use of Lightning, in interest in using Lightning. And I expect that to continue. So we've kind of went from a phase of where this was just sort of proof of concept, and then it was just hobbyists and people tinkering with it, and they're like uber nerds, and then it got a little bit easier, and then other hobbyists got involved. And then now, with El Salvador and all of that, it's really businesses are getting involved in this. And so I think in the next couple of years, we'll probably see a lot more businesses getting involved. And then I think, 5 years from now, our biggest challenge might be onboarding a whole bunch of people, and thinking about that. So I really think Lightning will wind up being the rails, like the backbone of a lot of different systems.
Lightning Labs just announced Lightning backed assets through Bitcoin network. How do you think this will happen and help the Bitcoin ecosystem around the world?
Yeah, it's really cool. So it's called Taro is the protocol. It's just announced a couple of days ago. And it uses Taproot, and I won't get too into the technical specifics of that, but long story short, you can put assets onto the Bitcoin blockchain, and then if they're a fungible asset especially, you can exchange them on Lightning. One potential use case here is to put a stablecoin on Bitcoin and then be able to transfer that on Lightning. And people sometimes don't really like stable coins, we're trying to get away from the US dollar, why would we recreate the US dollar? But one thing I really like about this is that volatility is one of the biggest barriers to people actually using this technology. So if you can solve volatility, at least for a time, right, for them, and people actually want to use this coin then, this stable coin, you get Lightning infrastructure in so many different places. And then if we have a situation where this is based on the dollar, and the dollar crashes, if you've already got that infrastructure, that's an easy switch to go from dollars to Satoshis.
Well, that's perfect.
So I think it's great for Lightning infrastructure adoption.
Yeah, we see mostly merchants receiving Bitcoin, but they convert to fiat then. Maybe with a stablecoin in Lightning, that would be no conversion, and we would stay only in a Bitcoin rail or only in Bitcoin system.
It would be fabulous to move on to those rails, right, onto that network and that infrastructure.